All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. So, as you know, it's our weekly podcast. It's your boy Timbo all day, aka General Get Up, joined by Young Third and Caliber TV.
West.
So, again, thank you for joining the channel. Thank you for joining the live today. Yeah, let's go ahead and get it started. I guess first and foremost, we got somebody's microwave going off.
That's the alerts
But
I've been getting on this phone from getting messages and shit. I got my phone on mute, but the laptop bings when I get texts and shit like that.
cool. So, yeah, I guess all in all, guys, praise reports. Who want to go?
Off with the praise reports. I'll jump in. I got mine ready. My praise report ain't even about me, man. My praise report is really about the kind of growth that I'm seeing from the homies. I got one homie in particular I really want to shout out, man. He opening a shop today, September 6th, grand opening today out here in Victorville. You know what I'm saying? Um, Hood hardware, dope ass shop, dope ass gear. It's a lot of independent gear inside of there. You're gonna be able to get my brand, 6 days no rest. You know what I'm saying? Shit like this hat, this tee, that kind of stuff is gonna be in there. Working on getting a couple other of the homies that got brands inside of there. It's several other homies like Slang D. They got their Pistels brand inside of there. It's dope, bro. It's a real dope thing that a lot of the homies that got clothing lines and shit like that now got a storefront where our merchandise can be found in right here inside of the city. You know what I'm saying? That we from and everything. And I'm really rocking with it. I'm really proud of niggas and what they doing, how they doing it. You can go in there and get custom gear. If you got, you know what I'm saying, a company or something like that, you need t-shirts, logos, hats, anything like that. They do that inside the shop. Um, if you just got an idea of something that you want, you know what I'm saying, you got some Raider gear, you want to turn personal and put your name on it and shit. They do all that kind of shit in the shop. Um, and yeah, just got a lot of fly shit. Necessities, you need a quick white tee real quick, you know what I'm saying? The kids need some little jeans or something real quick, a little sweatsuit or something like that. They got all that kind of shit in there too. Um, so like my first report is just seeing, you know what I'm saying, niggas like, especially like we was outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing niggas go from being outside niggas to being, you know, businessmen and shit like that, and having storefronts in the city and having brands and shit that, like, you know, we went from being the kind of hustlers that was selling everything outside to like we selling something legit outside now. You know what I'm saying? And I fuck with it heavy. So all praise to the Most High, man, for growth, for seeing niggas grow. Shout out to the homie Crush, man, opening up the shop, man, and making it official today. Looking forward to going up there for the grand opening. You know what I'm saying? And looking forward to having my brand inside of there, man. And looking forward to all the other homies that got brands that's gonna be inside of there. So that's mine, man. All praise to the Most High, man, for growth amongst the community and the family, the homies, and all that and everything, man.
Hmm. Hey, right on, right on. I guess I'll take the second one. But yeah, hey, man, another thing, man. Shout out to the homies out there in the Ville, man. You know what I mean? It's definitely a good when we can come together, man. Because you know the Ville is small, man. We all know each other from somebody. You know what I mean? So that's good. That's good. So my
Yeah,
first report is I moved into a different house. You know
that's
what I
what's up.
mean? Got everything good, everything straightened out. Um, Life is good. I can't complain. You know what I mean? Everybody's healthy, everything's good. So that's my praise report right there. But I also got another praise report for the bros though. You know what I'm saying? This is just something off, it's a little off topic and we don't even really know about them. But I just want to say shout out to French Montana. You feel me? For locking it up. You know what I mean? On some real stuff, dog. You know what I mean?
What do you lock up?
Uh what he got he about to get married to the Saudi Arabia or whatever, the princess of Dubai.
Saudi or Dubai or some
Princess
shit.
of Dubai, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Real pimp shit, though. You feel
But
me? You
wait,
know what I
though,
mean?
did you see the picture that he posted when he took the real selfie and she didn't have a chance to have her fake face on? Have you seen that shit?
Hey, but
Have you
we
seen
already know how the Middle Eastern girls look. We know, you know what I'm saying? She got the unibrow, she got the mustache, all that extra
that
stuff.
shit coming off, nigga? Nigga, her whole face look different, nigga.
Hey, $1 trillion worth of good.
Hey, look,
$1 trillion worth.
look, nigga be
Yeah.
out. I know not, a lot of niggas out here taking down worse for a lot less, nigga.
Hey,
I ain't mad.
you know what I'm saying? So I just had to shout that out though, you know what I mean?
You
And
kind of look like a troll in real life. But
man,
go ahead,
for real.
knock it down and take the multi-billion-dollar W. We
Hey, you know what I mean? Hey, do
shout
your
out to the
thing
Rocky.
though. You know what I mean? And I just want to say, you know, my nigga living by his lyrics though, you know what I'm saying? You love to hear it when an artist is living by his lyrics though. You know what I mean? So we just go ahead and pump that out.
Shout out to French.
Shout out to French.
General Get Butt.
Hell yeah, I guess it's me. So, all right, I guess I'll take the same route. I'll go with the serious one first. So, as y'all know, I started my new job like, well, the week before last week, right? And the best part about it is, nigga, I got my own office, cuz, like,
Yeah.
corner office, nigga. I'll be closing the door and shit.
Well,
That's
hey,
what
don't
I
talk to me.
Hey,
Don't
hey,
talk to me.
knock before you walk in this bitch.
nah, that's nah. I gotta nah for real. I got an open door policy, but that's why when y'all be hitting me, I'm like, nah, I can talk. I just don't want to be. I just don't want to be like a nigga and be like, hey, my nigga, what's happening? You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
all right. Now on the non-serious note, right? So I went to Tom Thumb doing a little Uber Eats delivery, like I be doing. You know what I mean?
Side hustle
And so I'm
gang.
walking around there, the little black lady like, hey, you know, if you buy a 12 pack of Stella Artois, we can give you these glasses with your name embedded in it. I don't know if you can see it here.
Shit,
Shit,
nigga.
where?
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
Right.
but I got four of them. I got Timbo, Timothy, and General Getbuck. This one's the General Getbuck. Hold on, I got to
So
do
they
this
engraved it
fast.
right there for you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. That's
Okay.
kind of
Yeah,
You see
right.
it? Let's see. Found it, found it.
Uh can't really see it still, but
Oh,
yeah.
it's there. It's like right here. Ah,
I see bubbles,
Oh
cuz.
yeah, General Get Butt. I see it. General Get Butt. Okay.
uh,
I see the G's.
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, all right, cool, yeah. For a 12 pack, all right. I got four of these bitches. And she
Yeah.
was like, she was like, why'd you get four? Why'd you get three with the same name? I said, technically, I got four with the same name. She was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, Timothy is the first beer. Tim is the second beer. Timbo is the third.
He's stupid.
By the
My
time
nigga,
I get to the
It's,
fourth,
it's levels to this shit.
it's
General
levels.
get
This
back,
nigga
man.
is
Get
you
back
don't
right
understand.
Yeah.
Right now, nigga. Yeah, so that's mine. I mean, a serious one, but no. All
now.
actually, but back to the serious one though. It's cool because this is like the first time I've been in like a role where he literally told me, "You are free to do your own thing. Like, I don't care. Just tell me how much it costs and what is the return on investment, and what is the plan to get it done." And it made me realize that, like, yo, leadership really does start from the top down. Like, I worked with a lot of companies, and many of those companies, right, like the CEO, real high strung and stressed out about everything instead of really the company values, right? And like this guy, he's like, look, we know our product sells. We know our product can help save people money. So I guess it's like working with purpose, and the team's actually starting to implement some of the shit I'm implementing. And yeah, it's kind of dope. Actually, I still get to be a nigga in this place. Like it's fucking weird.
So you feel like you're actually in a place right now where like you're the idea of like your values align with theirs, like that actual like it's not just an interview fucking answer, but like
Yeah,
oh okay, the way I want to actually move is actually aligning with the way that y'all moving, like on more than just like saying the right thing for the interview type shit.
exactly.
That's dope. That's hella dope.
Right. That's good, man. Okay.
Hell yeah. So look, so what, we about to jump right into this thing, man?
Let's kick it off, man. Let's kick it
Okay.
off.
Okay. So what we going into today, y'all, is basically we on some like what's going on with blockchain. I know blockchain amongst the black community. Kind of some backstory on that. I had started a whole website and you know what I'm saying, a podcast and all this shit to try to educate people on like what was going to becoming very fast inside of blockchain technology and what was going on with crypto and everything. And I received a lot of resistance from the black community. And like literally, I just made this for the black community because I knew we were gonna be the last niggas to find out. You know what I'm saying? When I start going to these conferences and listening to what all these people were saying and shit like that, I'm like, oh my God, they're already done. They're not talking about shit they want to do. They talking about shit that they already did, and they're in the implementation stages of this shit. And so I started going to those in like what was it, like 2016 or something. I know Najee, you had came to a couple events with me too and everything. I was like 16, huh? Fast forward,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
And we fast forward, it's been almost 10 years.
right.
And um, you look at what they've done, they did everything they said they was gonna do. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like I was in there listening to the most honest people in the world because everything that they said they're gonna do brings us to where we at right now. And the first thing that I want to go into before we jump directly into blockchain, because like I said, this is kind of a hard thing for people to digest. Um, I want to start with something that connects to blockchain, right? And so that's the topic of how Trump is talking about taking Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and IPOing that shit. And what he want to do is basically make it a publicly traded company that you can invest in. And we got a little video queued up right here that's going to explain it a lot better. And then we kind of want to talk about like how we feel about that, and the tokenization of everything is what we're going to get into, because if you're doing that and you putting this onto the stock market, what they getting ready to do with the stock market is tokenize everything. We're going into central bank digital currencies. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into exactly what that is. Spoiler alert: they're Big Brother coins, and they're, to me, dangerous. But to somebody else, it might just be like, nah, like it's just the next step that's needed in life. So I don't want to fear monger in discussing it too much. I'm trying to stay away from that. But go ahead, bro.
It is though. You know what I mean? Like it is a big brother coin, and it's going to be controlled. So that's just what it
Very
is.
much, very much controlled. You're gonna see ugly things like it's gonna start off with things like, hey, we don't want foreigners to be able to move money around no more the way that they move money around, or it's gonna be like the drug cartels or something that you can all get behind.
Mm-hmm.
But then eventually, what we're going to see happening is, for whatever reason, you do something that deems you an enemy of the state. You talking bad about, that country in Palestine, and now all of a sudden you can't transact
Mm-hmm.
financially, or maybe your passport or your real ID doesn't work the way it was working before, and you can't. We
Right.
can restrict areas, or we could say that you can't use your spending power can't be used outside of a certain radius, right? You got fucking, a 50-mile radius, and you can't spend outside of that radius. That means you can't travel anywhere. Um, but let's not jump too far ahead into all of that. Let's go ahead and start with the IPO of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And if you don't know, let's say somebody's listening that doesn't even know who the fuck those companies are. Every mortgage in fucking America is either a Fannie Mae or a Freddie Mac mortgage. Okay, so that means all of the property, all of the land in America is basically held by one of these two companies. Yes, there's some exceptions, and there's BLM land, and there's native land, and there's a couple other fucking things, but altogether, BLM is behind every fucking mortgage. I'm sorry, uh, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac is behind every mortgage in the U.S., and that's who these companies are. So let's go ahead and hit the video. Do we got audio?
So we can see a couple of different things in here. We can see the New York Stock Exchange listed November 2025, very interesting date there. And then the Great American Mortgage Corporation. So what is this and what does it all mean? Well, you know me. I did research on this, and what I'm about to share with you is going to change the mortgage industry forever. So make sure you share this because agents and home buyers alike are going to want to know about this huge change. And if you're an investor, you should probably know about it as well. So a leak came out stating that Trump has been preparing to IPO both Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac later this year. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae are government-sponsored enterprises that buy mortgages. Now, in a nutshell, what they do is they buy mortgages, they roll them into securities, and then they sell those securities to investors. So basically, investors are getting guaranteed rates of return on mortgages that they don't own, but the government owns. And you can't invest into Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae because they're government agencies, but you can invest into the securities that they offer because of the mortgages that they purchased. So what Trump is essentially wanting to do is take Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and make them publicly traded companies. So rather than buying the securities that they offer, you're just able to buy shares in the organization instead. So you'd be able to buy a company like Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac on the New York Stock Exchange and be able to invest directly into them. Now, this would revolutionize the way that mortgages are underwritten and funded. And this would be a huge change to what the government has already proposed and what they've been doing with Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. And I've done research on what those changes would look like. So if you want me to make a part 2 to this give you the pros of this going IPO, let me know in the comments. And with this news, if in fact it is.
So, just initial thoughts after hearing that. What are y'all initial thoughts?
My initial thought is I think it sounds good. It sounds like we can get a part. You know what I mean? The average Joe or whatever, the middle class can get a part of a big corporation. You know what I mean? To making money. Um, as far as if we will, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't even know what IPO is and how that even works. Uh, but I guess just for me personally, I think that it might be it sounds like a good idea off the bat.
Timbo. Timbo.
Yeah. So I actually disagree with Najee. I don't think it's a good idea.
Tell me more.
And part of the reason I don't think it's a good idea is already this is federally backed money that the federal government is taking from the people.
Hmm.
So I'm not saying so in all actuality, right? We are playing on stolen land, and this has nothing to do with just America and my beliefs, but the entire world. We're playing on stolen land. Who gave the first people who ever wrote that contract the contract to be able to purchase that land? Okay, so now we have it where people are already not making money.
Hmm.
A lot of people are not making money, and there's a lot of people who are making money. I think this is just another ploy to keep the rich richer and the poor poorer. Now, do we have an opportunity to expand on that? Quite most definitely, but it's going to take education. And now, this is still a topic that I'm not fully fully capable of even addressing. I do understand what an IPO is, and for the people who don't know what it is, it's an initial public offering. That means somebody is saying, "Hey, I have whatever product. Let's say these bracelets. I'm offering these bracelets, and you can own a piece of my bracelet company for $5.99 every couple of weeks, and we're going to help that money is going to go into buying the little beads, buying the rope, buying, pushing
All,
out the marketing, and you have a voice in what we do. That's what a shareholder meeting is. But
Right?
all in all, I really don't have enough to speak on this topic, but I don't think it's the best idea ever. But I think we need to bring awareness to it.
I think well, exactly, and that's why I wanted to talk about was to bring awareness because I don't have all the answers, and I'm certainly far from being any kind of specialist or anything in this kind of area, but my concern pops up when I think about this about like, well, what happens when you put all the mortgages on the market and then the market crashes?
Bingo.
What happens at that point? What kind of bailout is necessary at that point once you crash out the market? Because we all know a market crash has got to come. Because you brought up something interesting about like nobody making money, and instantly in my head I started thinking like, what is money? And how are we going to be defining what money is? Because fiat is changing to the new fiat, you know what I'm saying, which is going to be that central bank digital currency that we were talking about. And it's like, man, like, what is even money anymore? You know what I'm saying? Like the whole way that we look at our financial system, we're going to have to relearn things over the next 5 years and find like a new understanding of markets and fiat and um, what we put a value on digitally, right?
Right.
And then the other weird thing with all these wallets is like we're gonna have to re-identify like what theft is and what ownership is. Like in California right now, if you leave your wallet unmoved for 3 years, they can just confiscate it. So at what point do we consider anything digital? Like what is digital ownership?
Mhm.
If there's a back door in every wallet where somebody can come in and just steal it, and by somebody I mean the government. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is actual digital ownership? What is digital sovereignty? Um, and these things aren't being touched enough as we're progressing very fast into moving everything over into digital. There aren't enough people that know to ask that question. That's the scariest thing when I see this kind of shit happening. It's like,
And see, that is the scary thing, though. But what they're trying to say is get on or get lost. You know what I mean? Like the whole aspect of this great reset that we are going through right now
mm-hmm.
is, listen, now we're even in the playing field. You know what I mean? They're trying to say, oh, black folks, you didn't get your reparations. Oh, black folks, you lost your land.
Y'all was playing from behind all this
You were
time.
playing from behind this whole time,
All right, well,
right?
we reset everybody.
Yeah, now
We can
we're
afford
going.
giving y'all anything.
Yeah, we we're going to reset
Oh
all
my
this stuff, and
god,
if you don't do it, then that's on you. You know what I
bro.
mean? If you don't educate yourself and understand that what is going on and what is transpiring right now, then you know what? That's on you, black folks.
Bro,
Well, I'm gonna go somewhere else with that. I'm
please.
not even gonna say it's just black people, and
No, because it's everybody. Everybody's going
well,
through this
yeah.
right now.
Like here's the, hold on. Let me finish this right, because I don't think it's just black people. I think black people have been the science experiment for the world to see
Come
how
on.
we react to everything,
I ain't gonna
right?
shut you down while you
So
good. Go
so
ahead.
while we like slavery wasn't ended because of the color of our skin.
It was
What they
expanded.
did with slavery was they expanded it. Now, look, we're going to remove the color lines. Now, y'all are slaves just like us. And for us to still, as black people, I think this is why a lot of the other races get frustrated, is because we're, instead of us saying, hey, they did it to us, they're going to do it to you, we keep saying, hey, it's unfair to just us. When I can't help everybody, but we have to start by fixing it with our own community. And like you said about the knowledge, like I think why I'm doubling down on me saying this is a bad idea is because my people were destroyed from a lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6.
But that
And
don't
so
mean
it
that don't mean that they shouldn't go get the knowledge. You know what
I'm
I mean?
well, you have to want to go get the knowledge.
Yeah, you
You know
do.
what I
But
mean?
that's
But
the whole thing. Like we look at it and we see that, oh, this isn't normal. This isn't like how I grew up. This isn't just regular paper money. This isn't just I just don't grab it and work for it. You know what I mean? Now I mean you work for it, but I'm saying like you don't go to work and then just receive it. But what I'm saying is that you have to understand that we're moving in a different way. We're moving in a different time. You know what I mean? Like and what's Darwin's theory? If you don't
evolution.
Yeah, evolution, right? If you don't evolve, you get left. You know,
Well,
that's just what it is. So you have to you have to evolve in these things. These white people are moving quick, they're moving fast, and they understand it. And yet they're not going to tell us the secrets. It's us. It's for us to, saying, to pick the lock, kick in the door. Hey, what y'all doing up in here? You know what I mean? And figure it out. We have to figure it out.
you have,
That's not
in
that's
order to
something
kick
in
down the
school.
door, in order to kick down the door, you have to know the address of the door you're kicking down,
Well, see, that's
because
the
you
thing
might
though.
kick down the wrong door.
That
I'm kicking down all doors, nigga. It don't matter. You know what I mean? Because one of them has to be the right one in order for us to survive and to thrive. That's just what it is. So I get what you're saying though. You know what I mean? It does sound like a bad idea, but what it sounds like a bad idea is because it sounds like we just don't want to make that effort of putting in the effort to figure out what's going on. You
What
know?
I'm saying, so what I'm saying, as far as the portion that is the bad idea, is for so those who gain the knowledge are going to understand how it works and what's going into it and how to profit off of it, right? What I'm
Mhm.
saying is it's a bad idea is there's going to be people who A don't have the means to understand it, B don't know where to get the right information, or C the people who are doing it for some type of control or power. That's where I'm saying it's a bad idea. Like the US Patriot Act years ago. Was
Yes.
right.
it a good idea at the time? Yes. Now look at it. We're all followed by like if the
They did
Patriot
that
Act
off of
was
fear
never,
though.
uh-huh.
They did it off of
But
fear. You know what
hold
I'm
on.
saying?
But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I get that. But just like you said with the evolution, right? If the Patriot Act never was implemented, let's think of the things we would have never had, that it could be good or bad. If the Patriot Act and being able to follow, record, and track everything was never implemented, we wouldn't have GPS like we do now. We wouldn't have social media like we do now. All of those things are directly affected and evolved from that Patriot Act. However, many of our rights and freedoms were taken away at that time.
Hmm.
So I could see the same thing happening for this. Now, this is a public offering. You guys don't own any of this land. Yeah, you're paying for it, but it's still ours and it can be taken at any time.
So at this point, that is the perfect point to go over to the next video, right? So the next thing we talking about is if you guys are thinking that we just talking about some shit that's, a possibility or is coming at some point in time in the future or some shit like that. This next video we about to hit y'all with and let you know right now, New Jersey has already placed 370,000 property records on the blockchain. So let's queue up that video right here and let's kind of get something about that right now. Also, we're already seeing homes. There's been multiple homes sold as NFTs, right? Um, non-fungible tokens. That means that groups of people have shares in these homes that have been sold as an NFT. Um, and it's been tokenized, and multiple people have bought little bitty pieces of it in the same way that you can buy little bitty pieces of Bitcoin until it adds up to a full Bitcoin. You can buy little bitty pieces of this property until it adds up to a full property, right? So a bunch of people have small shares inside of this property, and then they receive passive income from the property being a rental property, right? So that's how people are currently doing the non-fungible token thing with properties. Properties being put on the blockchain. This completely changes how escrow works. You get what I'm saying? There's no more need for this escrow house right here when this smart contract executes everything that an escrow does. The money will get put up into a digital escrow via whatever smart contract that you're using. And when all the other parts have been executed, automatically, immutably, the contract will be executed as well. The money will get moved from wallet to wallet at each point of the contract once everything is satisfied. And that's how we'll be seeing properties being purchased going forward in the future. Once things are into the blockchain, it is immutable. Changes can only be executed from a contract that is set up with the rules of the protocol that is executing the purchase or sale on the blockchain. Um, so like we're gonna be looking at a future. We're living in not a future. You're living in a present right now because governments are usually dinosaurs. They move slow. They're lumbery. They're large. They can't. They're usually behind innovation. This is one of the first times where we've seen innovation happening fast. You know what I'm saying? In real time type shit. Like, so go ahead and play this. We'll let somebody who's an expert talk about it.
370,000 property records on blockchain. So you're already seeing cities do this. That is a tell for me that, holy crap, this is already here and it's happening fast, because typically you see the government entities doing the current things last. BlackRock is now tokenizing 10 trillion in assets. This isn't like a Web 0.3 trend. This is infrastructure. Here's a case in Texas. A house in Texas just sold to 38 people using an NFT. So what did they do? They took a house that's worth $235,000 in McAllen, Texas, and turned it into tokens. Then they raised $246,000 from 38 investors. And these are normal people. 15 of them have never used crypto before. So they set up their first wallet to buy in. Now they earn weekly rent in USDC, and they can sell their shares on the platform that they want. Most people want cash flow, even when they're young, which I think that's a mistake, but all of that comes into play. You don't need to be a millionaire anymore. That's the cool part. You just need a wallet and a phone, which we all have. New Jersey is already putting 370,000 property records on blockchain. So you're already seeing cities do this. That is a tell for me that, holy crap, this is already here and it's happening fast, because typically you see the government entities doing the current things last. BlackRock.
Okay, fine. We're back.
This is a very interesting though. 370,000.
Bro,
That is a lot.
that's not a play number, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That's not for play, man. That means they
That's
already
a lot of
going.
properties. This is serious.
Like you said though, we're already in the present. We're not looking towards the future. This stuff is already happening. Remember when we went to that conference back in 16, 17? I remember specifically there was a Chinese dude that was from China, and he was saying how he was going to tokenize his hotel, right? So he was going to give off shares of his hotel, and then in return he was going to give you incentives and like nights for free and different things like that. You know what I mean? But you bought into his hotel, or he tokenized it and you bought into it, and then he buying fractions of it. And then this is the same thing. They're receiving rent in CBDC, so it's here. It's here.
So for those of us who don't know what that means, can you break that down deeper?
What part does it mean?
So the tokenization and all that, like, imagine I knew nothing about it. What does that mean? Like, what does that mean, and what's the benefit? What's the cost? What's the all of that?
Okay. So for them to tokenize a property, what they're saying is they're breaking it down into fractions, right? And they're saying there's this many fractions of, they're turning the house to like a Bitcoin, right? So this is the whole thing is this can break down to so many fractions of it, right? So many shares,
right?
So think of a token. When you hear token, you're hearing share, because you already kind of have that in your head of what that is. You understand that here's this company that they've broken down into so many shares, and they can sell so many shares, right? The difference is that a company can just keep creating shares and saying, here, okay, there's more shares to it, and keep selling more. In crypto, there's a max.
Finite.
This is the biggest that it is. It's gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's finite. Perfectly. Yeah, this is it. This is all we got. That's where it creates its value, because it's not going to just be, they decided to make this house worth more shares tomorrow. No, it's worth this many. Right. This is how many people can get in. You know what I'm saying? So if you can hold one of these pieces to it, you got value because it ain't gonna be no more. It's almost like when you buy a property and the city says nobody else can build on this hill, but you already bought in. I'm the last one on the hill. I know the view that I have on this hill is never going to change because nobody else can buy behind me and build another house and change the view that I have on this hill. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, in the same kind of way, there's no more shares that you can buy of this property. There's only so many of these motherfuckers that we've tokenized are broken into shares. Okay. And because it's been tokenized, that means it has a digital ID like on the blockchain. This house is this. This will always be the name of this house. It has a fingerprint now. Think of it like your fingerprint is your fingerprint. Everything that gets tokenized instantly gets created a fingerprint.
Okay. Side note. Side note. Side note.
Yeah.
Side note. This, I think, we need to tokenize some of these bitches and they pussies.
Hey, let's stay on track. Let's stay on track. Okay.
No,
No.
it actually made sense to me because like,
I can talk
and
about
let's
it
keep
like that, right?
down how it did, right? Because look, like let's say you like I'm in the dating market, so you want to know how many bodies she had, how often she's giving it up, if she got any diseases or something, and maybe the same thing on your dick. So if you had a way to track it and say like, all right, I only can fuck 50 bitches, that's it. You would want to make those 50 bitches count, right?
I guess in theory, yes, but that's not gonna happen because the dick and the pussy is infinite. It don't
Well,
matter. You
yeah, I
know what
know, but I'm saying we should token like it could be tokenized
I'm saying?
in theory.
Yeah, right. So just to put on what saying Third was talking about, yes, everything he says is right. When it comes down to tokenization, I look at it like this. You have a hundred, let's just say each house is worth 100 tokens, right? Boom. You get in, I'm saying, you got to get in where you fit in. So let's just say you grab one, you grab two, you grab five. You grab five of them, now you in there, you know what I mean? And you receive the rent, the mortgage, whatever it is off of that. And then and then also NFTs, non-fungible tokens. That's basically what it is.
Yeah,
Uh, we have for everybody that well, shoot, I don't know, like I've been messing with around with it for a while now.
Yeah.
Well, what I would like to say though is that you look at these pictures that they have. What is it? The
Right?
bakes, the apes. Yeah, the apes. You know what I'm saying. Then there's a whole bunch of other ones, the pixel ones, and all that stuff
yeah,
too. There's only a certain amount of those. You know what I mean. That's why they sell for so much. And so when it comes to tokenizing these houses, it's the same exact thing. But I guess that plays into the you will own nothing but yet be happy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because you really don't own the full thing. Like our grandmothers and our grandfathers and stuff, they had the whole house, they had the whole land. You know what I mean? They bought the house on the 2 acres and left it to the family, right? But yet we're not going to be able to do that. We're going to have 100. We're going to have 50, 75 other people in with their hand in the pot saying, "Oh no, that's my property too. Give me mine." You know, so you don't fully own it, but you're going to be happy.
So this is
And
the kind of stuff I was thinking about when I was saying at the beginning of the pod, what is digital ownership? What is
right,
because
so
like you said, what can I pass down this wallet to you? Do I
right,
pass down these keys to you?
yeah,
Saying because if I own shares in so many different homes and shit like that are tokenized, can
yeah,
I pass down this wallet to my kids? Can I
yeah,
put this wallet in a trust? Is there a death tax on fucking digitally owned property and tokenized property that I own?
right,
You know
right,
what I'm saying? Like, who's gonna vote on this shit when it's time to make these laws? Who are the
hmm,
lawmakers who is it gonna behoove when you make these decisions? Did they say, ah man, we made it real good for people to be able to pass down shit and create, generational wealth and ownership? We don't want that no more.
yeah.
We don't want freedom no more. We don't want liberty no more.
And
You know
see,
what I'm saying?
It's
Who's
I'm about to cut you off, but
no, you good though. But like that's what I'm worried about is who's gonna
yeah,
be in charge of protecting our liberties because we know we can't trust nobody and no government on either side to
right.
protect
But
fucking liberties.
and so that goes into earlier what we were talking about as far as Tim saying that he thinks that it's wrong and I think that it's right. But the only reason why is because we don't have anybody in position in politics like that. Anybody that's fighting for us, at least.
Ain't nobody
Everybody,
fighting for us.
everybody that anybody that is in politics with us, they can't really get a say so because they're outnumbered. So
Exactly.
therefore, we have to, as a people, get ourselves together and stuff like, we're too involved into these celebrities, these freaking ice spices, these, you know what I'm saying, all these females shaking their ass and shit, right? But yet nobody has an education. They don't even know who the fucking 45th president is. They had some shit saying, oh, the 45th and the 47th president, they have the same mom. They didn't even know what the fuck that was going on, that it was the same person. You know what I'm saying? Like, come
This
on,
is
bro.
modern shit.
Yeah. This is
This
this
happened in your life.
in your life. This is just happened like a few years ago. And you still,
Now the
yeah,
47 is
yeah.
today.
So you don't understand that our
Oh, so
society,
much worse out here than I thought.
yeah, or you don't understand that our society is really jacked up right now. You know what I mean? So therefore we have to educate ourselves of what's going on. We have to be in the politics. We have to be at the Capitol. We have to be out there, you know what I mean, saying stuff and getting our voice out there. And because this blockchain is still kind of new, I mean, we're still like at the forefront of it. So therefore we need to be out there. We need to be out there, you know what I'm saying, getting it on, getting it in the
Yeah,
front line and shit. You know what I mean?
yeah. Hey, hold
So
on real fast. I'm gonna go into a couple things that I'm seeing pop up inside the chat. We got some people in here live with us. Let's go ahead and recognize them. I'm
hey,
seeing
right on. Shout
man
out.
over here. He's saying oil and water and mineral rights. They owned it for
For
real.
real. Yeah.
Man, all of
So
that will be tokenized. All
yeah.
of that will be on the blockchain. All of that will
So
be on
look,
the blockchain.
that's where I was saying they've owned it, but are we going to own it? Like, can we really own it, or are they still going to be able to control us? Kind of like that same shit you was saying about the whatever California did with the death to whatever,
Oh,
where they
snatch
can
it.
take your asset.
If you have
Yeah.
three years of not touching the wallet, they're gonna just snatch it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Hold on, we got Fernando in here that said there will always be death. There will always be death taxes. They will keep moving the goalposts further when the people keep gaining more knowledge of the work.
Around taxes.
Man,
This ties into the capital thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not up there voicing our opinion. Like, hey, what are y'all doing? You know what I mean? I mean, there's a certain people, but they're outnumbered. The
so
other
this
ones
But
are like,
no, but wait, nah, it's even deeper than that because if we got to say, what are you doing? How many of us know our congressman? How many of us go to the local city hall, town hall, county hall meetings? How many of us actually know the people who were sent to represent us? How many of them us are calling them out? Like we don't have the money, and especially our generation, we have the power and we have the voice, right? We understand how the world was and we can see kind of how it's going. So I don't know. That's my two thoughts on
man,
that. Like
hey, shout
you
out to the
can make a
Connie
change.
Williams, man. She been encouraging me to start coming up to them city hall meetings and all that kind of stuff and getting involved and everything. And at some point, I got to jump in and I got to start doing it too because yeah, y'all right, bro. Like at least on a micro level, on a federal level, shit is really really fucked up. But on a micro level, like yeah, we do got to start doing things in our community. And shout out to all the homies as coaches in football programs in our communities and shit like that. You know, a lot of us that used to kick up dust out here and shit like that is actually being responsible for getting kids going in the right direction in our community now and everything, and we're doing a good job of condemning the fact a lot of the bullshit that we do. Shout out to all the homies that's from somewhere that got sons that ain't from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
I really love that. I see a lot of niggas that raise their kids in the right way, and the next step past that is making sure that we get involved in our local government and start making ourselves known and what we need for our communities and for ourselves known in our local community. Going to our third topic real quick though, which is everything that we kind of been going towards, which is are we or are they building our own blockchain prison? You know what I'm saying? So if you can get the next video ready right now, It should be from the black brother that I sent, where he's kind of going to be disseminating a lot of the same kind of concerns that we've kind of gone through that have popped up. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to look at everything that's happening as I did when I first got into crypto and blockchain from this, the future looks bright type PBD type perspective of looking at things. But the more I see it roll out, the more it feels like 1984. The more it feels Orwellian. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and cue the video real quick, and then we'll get our ideas on that.
Federal government has no intention of saving this system. What they intend to do is privatize everything. That's why BlackRock brought up the single family homes and shit. They basically want to turn everything into an asset. And then they're going to tokenize all the fucking assets. And then they're going to put all of those tokens, of course, on the blockchain. This is why you just seen the SEC talking about Project Crypto, planning to fucking take all our stock markets and shit on chain. And then you got Trump talking about opening up the fucking $12.5 trillion 401k assets to crypto. And then you got in 2017, BlackRock starting to buy a lot of fucking Bitcoin, a lot of it, which is why you saw so many new Bitcoin whale wallets get created around 2017. It wasn't old whales accumulating, it was fucking new ones. Like, it's the reason why in phase 2 of the internet, which is web 2, where you got, where we got our Amazons and Facebooks and profiles and content creation, is the reason why in internet 2, America ran that shit. American artists, American internet personalities, American online businesses. Yeah, they spilled a lot of blood for that shit. This is why y'all talked about ISO 20022 so much, XRP and all of that shit. It's all a part of the big plan, which is essentially to save the goddamn American economy and system from collapsing. And we know the fucking real solution should come with change in the people and all of that. That's not gonna fucking happen. We're not gonna change. Capitalism ain't gonna go nowhere. The rich ain't gonna start giving back. That's not fuck no. And if we ain't changing that way, then we change by doing what? Kicking the can up the street. And how do you kick the Monopoly can up the street? You just change the game a little. You kiss the same Monopoly game, but you change the pieces, the shape of them. You change boardwalk to fucking board run or something. You get what I'm saying? You create a new fucking system, new infrastructure. You say fuck the shit that's burning down, and you just build something new on top of that, which is what they're gonna do. They're gonna buy up all the fucking assets, all the Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be digital oil. Ethereum will be digital gold. They're gonna buy up all the fucking assets to all the fucking infrastructure before they create it. Then they're gonna create the damn infrastructure, which will have a token. Then they're gonna take all the assets that didn't have tokens. Then they're gonna turn it all into tokens using RWAs, real world assets. Then once they own all the property and they done tokenized all the property and they done put all the property on the blockchain, and then they done also gave that technology that they used to put it on the blockchain a token, and then bought a lot of that token, just like they didn't flip the internet switch until they took the world completely from paper, built the infrastructure, bought all the stocks to go behind the shit, and then flipped the switch and said, here go y'all new world. And then everybody got on the internet, and now here you go. Now they doing the same thing. Once they create this infrastructure, they gonna flip the switch, and everything in your fucking life is gonna slowly be on the damn blockchain. And by the time you start fucking investing in fucking the coins that matter at the time, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hype, fucking ADA, Sol, all that, by the time that happens, these markets that didn't even exist will now be trillion-dollar markets, and the time to get rich off of them would have been in long fucking past you. They taking your fucking world onto the blockchain, turning all your assets into goddamn crypto coins, and then telling you crypto is terrible while they buy up all of those fucking coins that are going to be relevant. And this is why you need to be researching ISO 20022. And this is why you need to be accumulating Sol, Hype, ETH, ADA, fucking chain link. This is why crypto matter. This is why I'm always talking to y'all about meme coins. It's not about fucking meme coins. It's that shit. You ain't gonna get rich off Bitcoin or none of that other shit. You want to get rich quick off fucking meme coins over the next year, make a bunch of money, then put that bunch of money in all that other shit, Bitcoin, XRP, Sol, ETH, ADA, all that, and then let that shit sit there for 7 years. And then by the time that, you get me? Do not let these people reinvent the world around you and then keep you from capitalizing on the opportunity that's created by them even fucking doing that. Bro, the federal government has no intention of saving this.
So this is the final segment. Let's get to our final thoughts, because he kind of wrapped up a little bit of everything that we touched on today. So like looking at everything that we touched on today, like what are you walking away with? What are your reflections? What are your concerns? But most importantly, what do you feel like solution based you can do in your life, in real life about this shit?
Yeah, man. Oh,
Jump in, don't be
Oh,
shy.
okay.
I know it's a lot. You hear all
Yeah,
this shit, like, God damn, this is
yeah.
really, and then I gotta do something.
It
Fuck.
was a lot to take in right there, man. I think that one thing I want to harp on is that how he says get rich off of it. Now, for me, I always thought about it as it's not necessarily get a rich like because when you're buying these coins, like we say coins, but you're really messing with the software. You
Come
get
on.
it? So when we talk about Bitcoin, Bitcoin is really the first software. That's why it's king. That's why it's digital gold because it was the first software that came out and said, "Oh, this is a finite amount. We only got 21 million of these, and you better get it while you get it because that's all there's going to be." We
Whoever
talked
can
about
calculate
Ethereum.
it, got it
We
all.
talked about Ethereum, right? And then Ethereum came on and added some new stuff and was like, oh, we move a little faster, but yet we cost a little more. You know what I mean? But and then you got other tokens too. He mentioned Chainlink. He mentioned ADA. He mentioned
So
Sol. Yeah, you know these are all other things too. I personally, you know what I'm saying, like XRP, but you know it's everything's not for everybody. But I feel like when he said that you gotta reach out and look at your ISO 20222 or the 20.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, I don't know it right now, but
ISO 222.
yeah, you have to understand that what they're doing is they're trying to make it a digital world. So he's right about that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're putting all of our assets onto the blockchain. They
Yep.
put everything on the blockchain. But this is what I was talking about earlier. The fact of the matter is that I think that it's good that Trump is putting an IPO onto Fannie Mae because that actually gives us a chance to, because they're going to do it anyways, right? So it actually gives us a chance to buy into it. Now, again, it will be messed up because we won't own anything. You know what I mean? They'll be buying up mortgages, and then we'll be buying into them to buy up mortgages, which is
uh-huh.
messed up on behalf. You know what I mean on that, but we can't escape the fact that they already have the power and stuff like that, the ledger, the power. So we have to move accordingly and try to figure it out. Now, maybe it might be some other technology that can come across and you know what I mean, and maybe shift the game up a little bit. As far as I see it, to answer your question, you know what I mean, just go out there and diversify.
Dollar cost averaging that motherfucker faithfully since 2017. Where we be at?
Exactly. We have
I bet
a
you I
couple,
have. I bet you I have enough right now to motherfucking. You know what I'm saying? Use this collateral for a loan to do this, to get
right?
this business, to get that cracking and shit like that. Come on,
You would
like
have a couple. You would have a couple Bitcoin.
exactly.
Yeah.
Until the last day that last motherfucker get mined,
Right.
dollar cost averaging that shit is gonna always make sense.
Always.
Because
Always.
like you said, if it's digital oil and you've dollar cost averaged and accumulated a big bunch of it, what he should have said was if you by chance get lucky and you catch the right fucking wave going up on a meme coin, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you are on the right side of the pump and dump on the meme because every meme coin is a pump and dump. I don't give a fuck
Right.
because if it don't got no motherfucking practical use case and it's
Right.
not a real motherfucking thing, then it's just a motherfucking it's gambling. You shooting the dice. It's bullshit. But if you
Mm-hmm.
catch the wave and you happen to motherfucking cash out, don't cash back out to fiat.
Right.
Feel me?
Right.
Once you cash back
Yeah.
out to fiat, you took an L. I don't
Yeah.
care if it's $7 million. You
Mm-hmm.
turn it back into 7 million USD. You took a fucking L. What you do is you turn that shit from 7 million USDC, and then you take that USDC and you turn that shit into motherfucking Bitcoin.
Exactly.
And now you use
Yeah.
that shit as collateral to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Right.
So you still
Right.
have the 7 million in Bitcoin. It's still yours. It's just in an escrow wallet as collateral, so
Right.
that you can get motherfucking liquidity to be able to do things in the real world.
Yes. I
That to
agree.
me is the play. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But what's your take on everything? Because I know coming into this, you spent a little less time than us, diving into the blockchain and everything. Your thing is more AI, cybersecurity, and all that. That's like the side that you're well versed in. Um, so I'm really interested in your take coming out of this because, for lack of a better term, you're a little more layman on this topic. So you're the one
Well,
really concerned about, you know what I'm saying, digesting this. You're like, if we had a particular viewer that we wanted to hear this podcast and come out of it, like you know what I'm saying? Like you part of the viewer that I want to hear this and come out of it with something. Like, so I'm curious about what you came out of this with.
what I came out with this is simple. Like ownership is key, right? Ownership has always been key, always will be key. But it's the means to an end, right? And what I mean by that is one, we're not owning things like the generations before us used to. That's part one. But as Najee said earlier, the way we're owning is digitally, and we have to evolve, and we have to understand that it's never going to be like it was before. So if you're not taking the time to understand what is coming and understand the big picture, or at least be able to think about, okay, what else can I do with this? So now I have a little bit of a better understanding as far as tokenomics, right? And yeah, I made a joke about it, but I made the joke so I can actually understand it for myself, not for anybody else, right? So I guess it all boils down to just really understanding what is coming, understanding why it is happening, and not just that, understanding how it can be used against you.
right? I would like to encourage all my people to do their due diligence, man, and just research. We live in a digital age.
You
Everything is
are.
out there. Just pick up a book, figure it out. It's not that hard. It's just the mental capacity that we have. You know what I mean? It's so much stuff going on that we have built in ADD and everything. We always sidetracked on something, but just sit down, calm your nerves, meditate, and focus on the task at hand. And then let's make this money. Let's not be left behind, because we are the salt of the earth. We are the people that are that are difference makers. The world sees us. They hate us and they love us at the same time. So therefore, as a people, we need to make sure that our young ones are living in a life that are, we've been slaves already. You know what I mean? Some of us are still slaves now, but we don't want to see our young ones grow up in the capacity of our forefathers, man. Just let's make it happen, folks. Let's make it happen.
Man. My final take on this thing. Um, I want to just tell people, get into this shit. Um, uh, uh, while we have a chance before universal basic income comes out, because by the time that, like, some critical chaos shit happen, but can you switch the camera? By the time that some critical chaos shit end up happening, we we already gonna be at a point where like, fuck, dude, you're fucked. And the solutions that come down from the government, there's going to be people on two sides of this shit. You're going to be somebody who needs their hand out, you know what I'm saying, or you're going to be somebody who is in a position to put a hand out, you know what I'm saying. As this thing starts to rapidly change, the more that you educate yourself, you'll be a resource for your family, your community, and the people around you, because you'll be able to explain. If nothing else, find people. You know what I'm saying? If we one of your homies, if we one of your cousins, your friends, anything like that, find fucking us talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this kind of shit will be somewhere on Al Gore's internet for you to go back and review and play catch up with. You can go to my podcast, Crypto Cooler Talk. It's still on podcast. If you got an iPhone, go to podcast, Crypto Cooler Talk. You can catch up on some shit there. Um, I don't have a website running no more because fuck y'all niggas. I didn't want to learn. Uh,
Don't be like that. You know
uh,
what I'm
no,
saying?
for real, nigga, I'm not gonna keep paying for y'all niggas not to learn. But
Hey,
no, I'm probably gonna end up bringing that back at some time soon because um, as much as I get frustrated with niggas, I still have a heart for niggas. And
niggas always doing some nigga shit. You know how it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love niggas because niggas are me.
you know,
And I should love that which
I
is
totally
me.
love that which is me, nigga.
Hey,
hey, to To, hey, I love me some me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Straight up, though.
Nah, but for real, y'all. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's really my take. Is get prepared, get ready, start doing smart shit that you already know to fucking do. That shit that you like. I know I should be doing it. And this is for me as much. I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to anybody that's listening. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm probably worse than you because I knew to do better over this time than I've done. Then I've done some good things. You know what I'm saying? I by knowing what I know, I've been in positions where shit hit the fan, but I was like, hey, I'm all right though. You know what I'm saying? Like we up 40,000 right now on this ETH. Don't trip. Fuck the job. Like, so it's shit like that where it could really save you. You know what I'm saying? Where you could really be in a position where this shit can really fucking save you. It'll behoove you to get involved and to know because whether or not you want to be involved, the story that I've always told since I figured out what was going on is nobody told your mama and your daddy that they was gonna have a debit card one day. They grew up their whole life balancing a checkbook. You know what I'm saying? And then one day they came in or they got a motherfucking shit in the mail that said, here's a debit card and you got a PIN number and shit. They're like, what the fuck is this? You mean I could just walk into the store and they gonna already know? And they walked in the store and the store was already ready. And the store already had a fucking place for you to slide that shit. And they already knew. They already had the whole infrastructure set up and shit. You know what I'm saying? Before you knew what a fucking debit card was, the store already had that shit in every fucking store. The ATMs was already outside, was already getting, you know how long a company had to design and create and make this thing? They knew about this long before they told Joe dumbass that there was going to be a debit card. And all of
Right.
a sudden there was that everything was already set up. This is the same thing happening right now, but on a bigger level. It's going to involve everything inside of your life. You know what I'm saying? Everything inside of your life is going to be about this motherfucking blockchain.
so
Everything.
on that debit card topic, that's a perfect way to like kind of show the evolution of that, right? And what I mean is, we're probably, I know me for sure. I remember when the debit cards,
I
when they
remember.
had to, it wasn't a slide like a stripper, right? They didn't run it through that. They used to be embossed, and they used to have that little paper that they would go,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the back of your receipt with the little 3 pages and shit.
Come on.
So we've had them, but the technology has all evolved to that. To hell now, bro. I don't. I know these the people who be asking for money on the side of the street here in Dallas. They ask me like, "Hey, do you have cash, bro?" I do not carry cash on me, like at all. Like I'm sorry, but then what's crazy is the ones in Atlanta. Like we got Cash App, Zelle.
Right. Nigga ready.
Right? No, it's
Don't
crazy.
trip.
It's like, wait,
Shit
what?
crazy.
I don't
Man,
carry cash either, nigga. And hand you a QR code. Got a
And
QR
now they
code,
got
nigga.
bro, they got the Cash App now where you could just tap it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh hell
and
no.
okay, so that's what I was gonna say, right? We go from we went from a position to where we used to play Snake on the Nokia, you know what I mean, to now we got Super Mario and
Nigga,
Street
full
Fighter on
on
our phones
Madden.
now.
Full on
Super
Madden. It's
Mario,
like Madden.
nigga, niggas
Nigga,
got
I press
Madden,
motherfucking
Call of
remote
Duty,
controller shit on the side of the phone, nigga playing full on Madden controller.
Exactly.
racing games.
The whole
Exactly, right?
shit.
So this whole time we really see the evolution, but we something in our heads is still like, oh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Like third, when you said the, saying the ATMs was popping up and all this stuff, man, we had Bitcoin ATMs popping up in 16 and 17, and
Come
yet
on.
people were still like, oh, that's not nothing. That don't
Oh,
mean nothing.
you're gonna
Oh,
go
it's
put
still
your
a
money into
fraud.
that? You know how many times I got mocked at that machine?
Man, I'm telling you, what are you doing over there? Like, what is that? That's Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? You tell them a
The
little
rich
something.
man, man.
You
That's what
talking
I'm
about
doing.
internet money? You
Yeah,
know, like
But
yeah.
come on now.
yet we all spend money for it.
But you
If
all
you play
spending
a video
internet money.
game,
Yeah,
you spend
yeah,
an internet
Your
money.
job ain't give you no motherfucking check. That shit just popped up as a motherfucking credit in your motherfucking account.
You
preach,
buying
preach.
Netflix,
Nobody never printed up nothing for it.
Nothing for you. You playing on a point system. That's it.
man.
Exactly. And they whole ledger ass backwards. They don't know where nothing that they didn't print it out is.
Yeah, they just
Half of
throwing that
this shit
shit.
in Venezuela in a fucking wall getting ate by rats right now.
So
Pablo got this shit buried in Nicaragua somewhere, nigga, but it's still on the ledger like it's in active circulation and shit. The shit
Yeah,
ain't even in active circulation.
right.
Half the shit. When you think about the money that motherfuckers own, this ain't never been printed nowhere.
Yeah, yeah.
it's been printed on the money that it's fucking
Saudi
on.
families and these Arab families and shit is worth more than anything's ever been printed. They
Mm-hmm.
talking about giving Elon $1 trillion fucking dollars as a bonus for saving Tesla right now.
Right.
It's money that's never been printed.
Mm-hmm.
It don't even exist. It's just numbers.
Just numbers.
You talking like it's real somewhere because
Yeah.
people will hand you fucking paper debt. You niggas don't even understand that $1 is worth 57 cents right now in real life. A paper dollar is worth 57 cents right now. It's not even worth a fucking dollar, but you don't even get that shit in your fucking head. You can't even fathom how, but it says $1 on it, and they take it like it's $1 because niggas is out here playing nice.
Yeah.
Don't
Exactly.
nobody take $1 for a fucking dollar. Why you think they not making change no more? Because if $1 is actually worth 57 cents, then motherfucking quarters, nickels, pennies, and shit ain't worth nothing. But it actually cost a real, actual mineral, a real thing to make them.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't want to make them no more. You gotta like, y'all don't understand how fake the fucking money that you transact in every day is. Niggas over here holding a brick of fucking nothing in their up to their fucking ear on Instagram.
Nigga,
Don't even fucking
the
understand.
money calling.
Yeah, I'm cashed out. Spread now,
Money
money
calling.
spread. Money spread, nigga.
Yeah.
Fucking nothing, bro. It's not worth shit. It's not real. The ledger is fucked up. When I say the ledger, like if you're under the sound of my voice, you don't know what I mean when I say the ledger is fucked up. That's where you start with the crypto. Don't start at looking into meme coins. Don't start at buying ETH. Don't none of that. Figure out why fiat ain't shit
Mm-hmm.
and why a motherfucker made a Bitcoin and why a motherfucker created a ETH and start
Mm-hmm.
there. Once you get that understanding of it, now you're not gambling when you get on these sites.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because
Mm-hmm.
if you just trying to make money and get rich real fast, nigga, stay on DraftKings.
That's what
You
I'm
know
saying.
what I'm saying?
That's what I
Just
was
stay on
saying.
DraftKings with all that shit.
That's what
You
I
know,
was saying.
this meme coin shit that niggas is getting in there. Man, I really hope the motherfucking Doge come back. Fuck out of here, bro.
Take
That
that
shit
to the
really
crap table.
fucking went, bro. You shooting dice.
7-Eleven.
Come on.
Hey, 9 and 5.
Hey,
6 and
right
8.
on time, nigga.
Let's
6
bring
and
'em.
8, make it skate.
That's not you. That's,
Roller skate.
so we need to
Hey,
figure out the difference between as a people.
Yeah.
And I know like everybody is the whole thing and is infected by this. But you know, I'm always gonna talk about our people first, bro. As a people, we need to figure out the difference between gambling and motherfucking investing. And it's a thin line because it's all bullshit. Once you understand that it's all,
investing in yourself.
come on,
Books.
come on. That knowledge.
Shit. You got the
You know
whole
what I'm
goddamn internet.
We
And it's
can
open.
figure out a way to say this shit. Honestly,
And
You
it's
got
got
my-
simpler because
we some
now
of the
you don't
most-
even got to do all the research.
man,
You
we
just
some of the
put
most.
in a prompt in AI.
Come on, we'll figure out a way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a way to beat all this shit. It's a way to make a system that's equitable inside of a fucked up system until they figure it out. But I bet you we could figure something out before and get right before they catch us. You know what I'm saying? And we need to start getting more of us into it so that we can figure out and find them kind of solutions so that we can find our black genius and we can motherfucking, hey, you know what I'm saying? Imagine, nigga, when we was talking about, hey, man, we could create a motherfucking coin and create a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, What if in 2016 we followed up on that shit and did it, and we pump and dump some motherfuckers by 2018?
Right.
What if we would have just been crazy enough to believe in ourselves and just do it and fail? But failing meant that we would have made $100 million on creating the shit.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well,
I just
we could wind up like the Hot Tua girl, and she's going to prison.
Hey, look, fuck it.
100
Hey,
million, nigga.
bet you I got $100 million in a wallet they don't know about somewhere when I
Hey,
get the fuck out,
hey,
bitch.
as soon as you
Shit.
get out, nigga, it's a wrap.
I bet you I
Hey,
see some nigga to my motherfucking mama and my wife, nigga, and
Hey,
I'm gonna be all right.
hey, but look,
hey,
I just wanna say this though, before you know what I'm saying, before we get out of here though, I just wanna say what you talking about, shout out to the Earn Your Leisure guys, you know what I'm saying? Like them men, they doing real big things. They talk about all kind of stuff, man. But Rashard Bilal, he was saying how he went to an AI. Actually, Tim, I'm about to send it to the group real quick. But I was just saying he went to an AI a spot, and he said probably out of 300 or 400 employees, there was only one black person there,
Hmm.
right? So therefore, we're already down. You know what I mean? We're already down. And he said the majority of them were Asians.
Come
You
on,
know, the
Indians
majority of them
specifically.
Asians.
were Asians. So that means that this AI infrastructure that's about to pop off, and it's about to crack off, oh, it's going to be led by the Asians. You know what I mean?
Well,
They're going to be the ones that are going to be programming and going to be making sure of how this and this goes and that goes. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, what's that leave for us though? If you know what I'm saying, they get mad or somebody get mad at us, and then they program them to say, hey, you know what I mean, the person of this skin right here, just go ahead and mow them down. You know, we need to go ahead and execute all
Tell
of them,
these lies.
right? Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Don't get them accurate answers. When they ask about business shit, they have a
part of that
tendency to
reason
don't tell them the truth.
Don't tell them
part
the
of that
truth.
reason is the things that culturally we were taught that was and wasn't appropriate. Like in order to understand, for instance, the way the AI works and the AI infrastructure, it's based off of data analytics. It's
Mm.
based off of what is out there. So everybody thinks that the AI is actually doing something, but no, what it's doing is taking an algorithm of everything. So let's say you asked it a question about what is blue, right? Just a description of blue. It's taking all the information throughout the whole internet, putting it quickly, putting it in an Excel spreadsheet, and then giving you the explanation of what it is.
So this is
So
what the
why it's so many Asians is because America, and specifically Black Americans at this point, we were taught to get a good job that pays. Well, nobody saw this AI wave coming. Two, the jobs that we thought were paying weren't in the tech industry. Number three is we were trying to work our ways out of just being in poverty. Like we worked more and we didn't have the infrastructure behind us
survival
to
mode.
get into it. Survival mode. So it's not that we're being left behind because believe it or not, everything that they're using more of the stuff that we have helped implement. We're all over entertainment. We're all over inventions. So most of the stuff that they're seeing and that they're pulling from the internet is coming from African Americans specifically, from things that we have done.
Mm, mm.
So we're just not involved in the way that you think we're involved. But there's plenty of pioneers, especially so for instance, when I went to the AI conference in Chicago, I've never seen so many black people involved in tech and bad bitches too. I was like, God dang. Whoa. Hey, Chicago got it going like that? Okay.
Right on.
Hear it. I let it hear it.
And
Shout
Atlanta.
out, shout out to the comments though. You know what I'm saying, Fernando. I have AI robots on my solar site, and every technician is from China. It looks exactly like Wally.
Mm.
You know what I mean? He's right. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And then Jordan too. That's what I've been saying. AI can't create by itself, only emulate and imitate reality based on data. That's what Tim was saying. You know, just it is what it is, man. We have to figure it out. We have to figure it
Yep.
out.
Yep.
So,
So
Exactly.
I think this is a good time to wrap it up.
Yep.
All
right?
in all, so
Yep.
hey everybody, thank you guys for watching. It's been a little longer than we normally do it, but hey, I
Right.
don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I
So
actually
if
think
you
it's
like
gonna work out good that we went a little long this time, man.
Yeah.
And thank
if
you for the crowd participation too, for everybody inside the comments dropping
word,
Yes.
shit, man.
but
Thank
Yes.
you,
listen,
thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
listen, if you like what you see here, please leave a like. Some of y'all have already done it. Leave a comment. Hit the subscribe button. Hell, shit.
Share,
Post
share.
this up.
Like,
Share,
share.
share, share,
All of our
share.
760 friends, man. You know what I'm saying? Show us love, man. You know what I mean? Because we from the town, just like y'all.
Yep.
Everybody, that's where we started from. We gonna start from there and then branch out. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
Look, if
everybody
I
knows
have
everybody.
500 followers, you got
Yeah.
500 followers. Probably three of them don't know me, and vice versa. So each one of us, let's share this. We're gonna click this
Yep.
video up and watch out on all advertise it more. I couldn't find it.
Promo.
My
We've been
fault.
talking about that. Look, we've been having meetings during the week where we talk like, damn, bro, we got to figure out how to clip this shit and promo it faster. Clip it and promo it. We're trying to find solutions. Everybody got full time jobs, kids, you know what I'm saying, and everything, and we trying to figure it out right now. So we trying to figure out how to dedicate time to clipping up shit and promoing. We know that advertising and marketing is like the main thing that's gonna make this thing grow. So we definitely gonna get into that more. We're gonna find ways and solutions. We're gonna find some AI to help us with this shit. There's an AI solution out here, and we're gonna figure that shit out, and we're gonna get it cracking.
All
Yeah.
right. With no further ado, y'all. Peace,
Hell yeah.
love, three flowers, grease. Ah.